How you doing? Woo! It is playoff time, depending on when you watch this video. Right now. Woo! Okay, guys. Oops. Got a little pile up on my desk here. Okay, so I missed a couple things here. And it's busy, and it's your fault. During this time of the video update, I do have to turn around and say thank you again. We had about 8 veterans who were deployed rapidly to the Iraq area. And when they go from reserve duty to active duty, it takes about 2 months for their paychecks to catch up. And the sponsors at RRG have been filling the gap. And it's nothing critical, but it's just life disruption. Gas money so kids can go to basketball and volleyball, and make sure there's groceries on the table for the next 60 days while the government borrows money from our veterans, our combat vets, and promises to pay it back as soon as they think they can. This is not new. This has been going on since the mid-90s. Prior to that, they used to hand us a wad of cash and say, "Get here now." And they just, you were supposed to be a competent, grown adult who, with money in your pocket, can make it from point A to point B without somebody holding your hand. Because of fraud that took place in the mid to late 90s, they went to these credit cards that you're required to put your travel claim in within 15 days or you can be punished as a criminal, but they're not required to pay you while you get taxed. Meanwhile, when people go from reservist to active duty, like I said, the paperwork, they're literally discharged from one service and placed in another, so it's a month out, month in. And then somewhere around 60 to 90 days, they'll get back paid. Back pay sounds like a wonderful thing when you're saying it out loud. It's a very sucky thing when you go 2 months without enough money to feed your family. The little bit of matter of perspective, but it is what it is. Okay, so we got Honor Challenge, of course. And I logged in here on my phone. One of the reasons is I know some of you follow my health out there, and one of the things is I just got back from an 8-hour round trip to a surgical consult. We're going to talk about putting a stent in my brain to help blood flow exit my brain. Fairly common procedure these days, but we're going to wait about 3 months, see what happens, because I got a little blood pooling up in the center of my brain up in here. All right, so that's one of the reasons I'm behind. So I logged back in. I wasn't even here for KVK this weekend. I logged back in, and they made me king. I wish they hadn't have done that. I now am going to do what I can to plus 30 days. So 30% for 3. And so we are going to take advantage of this. Okay, so I already went in and did one thing. Let's go to the palace, because some things you click on. Now, I've actually never done this. I've picked 5 kings, but I've never picked myself. Okay, so we got a kingdom setting button there where the king can change the name of the kingdom. Killed via kindness, KVK. That's me being clever. Of course, I put my little American flag up, and you get to pick which castle you want to see for the kingdom castle. All right. Now, we only have one kingdom, so I can't show you giving out resources or things like that. That's normally done by going to a player. Let me see, now I got some more buttons. Like I can allocate resources, but I can't. Or can I? There's nothing to allocate on food-wise. Oh. We can do titles. Let's go ahead and throw a title out. What's this one do? Resource production. Titles. I'm going to have everybody completely pissed. I wasn't here for KVK. I don't know what anybody did. And quite frankly, we've given out titles to the same people every time in nauseum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick people who are always around, always helping out, and never get acknowledged for doing so. Now, he's been a king. We'll turn around and do that. He got screwed over in his king rotation. His dad went in the hospital right when he got appointed king. Kind of the same thing happened with me. Oh, crap. Where is... I'm looking for somebody specific, to be honest. What level's old fireman at? 26 now? Titles. Man, I'm going to give that to somebody bigger. Just give that. And I'm looking for Brothers, but I can't find him. Now, I could burn some in Kingdom coins, but I don't want to do that. Briscoe. Berg is 60. Lily. But I am going to do that too. So, search. Nope, not. I got to go to the Great Hall. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. Because I got a clue where they're at. And reports. Let's make it a little bigger. Man, where the hell is Butters at? Is he over here? Prime mover. All right. I don't want to. Okay, so I got people who've helped us as a kingdom forever, never get recognized for all the work they do under the behind the scenes. So I'm just going to hand out some titles. They don't mean as much as we'd like them to mean. And I'm looking for Mama Moose. Oh, where she's at. I'm trying. I really am. Okay, so your profile, alliance, members. If I go to her profile, can I go to profile? See, find it that way. There we go. I can do that the same way here. View, titles, bodyguard, appoint. And then I'm looking for see, I'm not even telling people that I'm putting out titles, and they know that I'm doing it. They're paying attention. These people pay attention, and I notice they notice. All right, so Alliance Power. Something has happened in there since I last looked, or they are over in my alliance right now. They kind of hop around. I don't like alliance hopping. I really don't. But, oh, freaking 43 days. Wow. All right. So alliance, leaderboards, alliance power. Let's go to my French alliance over here. And we're going to go members, Kate, profile. Titles. There we go. Quite frankly, these people can't use these titles all that well. There's a guy out there that 10%'s a great advantage, and so that's why I'm going to get a lot of complaints. But this is the 1-year anniversary of Rogers Raiders. That's why we scheduled this time. That's why they made me king while I even wasn't there, because this was the 1-year anniversary of Kingdom K362. And I'm going to use this as a way of saying thank you to people who have gone unnoticed. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to title up Moss Man. Where's Moss Man at? I've got people I know did work during the huh? Wrong one. Well, tell you what, I'll point that now. Where's he at? He's at 35. And can I allocate him freaking silver? I can. Doot. All right, so let's go back to the palace here. Let's take a look. Black market contacts, we don't want to use that right off the bat. Rapid training, we wait till Thursday when you can buy your stack all your troops feed ups. Force teleport, I don't know. And I see we got 153,000 coins. Attack ban, I will probably play with that during KVK. That's one of those things you can do as a king and really screw up somebody that's beating on you. Eagle Eye, I can find somebody. But as you see, I could also do it by just looking at the profile, not actually having to find their castle. Now, I would imagine we are in the middle of a gold event. Okay, we are with different events in the front. Okay. I will probably throw the Bountiful Kingdom up. Say the day before or the day of. You know what? The day of. I'll do Bountiful Kingdom on top of the troop training now, just because, you know, you got enough time to do it. I don't think anybody lost a bunch of power, I would imagine. With those only have one kingdom, I bet you the phone it in attitude was prevalent. Yeah, everybody's at freaking monstrous power, so nobody lost anything. Otherwise, they would have been down quite a bit, and it would have been noticeable. So I think they got a defensive effort. Nobody had to waste any effort, and they didn't want to. This is one of the things about having a channel, is it created a level of spite. Didn't have to, but it did. Everybody that wanted something from me, and I told them no, that was an excuse to hate. If I did something for somebody else and they wanted it but didn't tell me, it's another reason to hate. I try not to play favorites, but it is what it is. Now, one of the things that people do is, where's it at? The black market contacts. All right. Burn 3,000 coins, and I will get 300 gold. I promise you, if you are only holding one kingdom, you're going to be the king that runs them into bankruptcy, because you can't do math. So avoid using that. I can avoid using that. I'm going to. I have picked kings that I knew needed gold money. All right, so. Upgrade your castle at super speed. I'm not purchasing the daily deliveries no more. And I'm probably staying away from a whole bunch of this other stuff now too. I'll tell you, I'm waiting for the big patch that's going to come out, because I know the math. I do know the math. The video prior to this that I just sat there and cooked over the holidays was caught cheating, and 70, 80 people come into the comments. It just flat out does not make sense unless you're laundering money out of the United States into a foreign country. I have a feeling that people who were buying Google Play cards and were submitting it to laundry money outside via the Play Store and or other methods, weren't supposed to be playing the castles they were buying all the crap for. They were just supposed to buy all the crap and then let them sit. And then I think some people took advantage because they had access to a castle all over the place. So that's what I think has been going on there. There's a great game built in here. They could be making $1 billion from real game, rather than trying to figure out how to make sure the money works out perfectly for whatever their cost of doing business is versus the money that they're laundering. I think there's enough real gamers involved in here that they got to keep enough real gamers to cover the costs, and then that's it. The concern for the game is not there yet, but I think we're going to change some minds here. There has been a attitudinal shift at Fun Plus, while there is no outward reaching to fix the problem, because they don't want to acknowledge that it ever existed. Well, guys, I'm going to stop this one. Thank you once again for allowing me to help the families out like the way we did. The little Soleimani thing kind of threw a monkey wrench in everything I was doing the last couple weeks. I, for one, am glad the guy's nothing but a hand. He can give the eternal middle finger to the United States for all I care. But I got about 7,000 people missing a chunk of meat off their body that is directly related to his activity for the last 40 years. And anytime you hear the word, was he an imminent threat, ask the question, when did he stop being an imminent threat over the last 40 years? So I appreciate everything you guys did to help us, help some families out. Thank you very much.